College of the Sequoias and get back to the real world. So we do want to start on time. First, I want to make a couple of quick acknowledgments. I would like to thank our two board members who have taken the time to be here today. We have our board president, Greg Sherman, and board member Ken Nunes. Thank you guys for coming today. I won't make the mistake of trying to establish an all-inclusive list of all of you who need to be thanked. But I do want to say this, going back to when this process began, which certainly predates me, I know that faculty have rolled up their sleeves, stepped forward to be standard committee chair people, to organize time, energy, data, material, and information, and to feed that into the process so that we could provide that for our accrediting team. And from all of us at the administration and school board, district college board level, we really want to say thank you to the faculty for the effort that you're really helping us with this process. I also know that there are a number of staff across the district at all levels, classified, support, coordinator, directors, who have been intricately involved in supporting this process, and particularly in the last few weeks, and even in the last several days, in the offices around administration, in the president's office, in the vice president's office. We had to lean on a lot of folks to change their whole work schedule and help us accommodate the team, and it just took a lot of time and effort, and I want to make sure we say thank you to all of them. So for all of us and the staff involved at College of the Sequoias who put time, energy, and effort into making this process a good one for us, give yourselves a round of applause. And then finally, we want to thank the accrediting team. We met them as they arrived here a few days ago, and as we said when you all came, we know that you've given up a tremendous chunk of your time and a whole part of your week, and you've separated yourselves from your regular jobs and your family and your life on a voluntary basis to be here to help us in this process. And that's what we see this as. We see this as an opportunity for colleagues to be working together to help each other and to provide us with some wonderful review, insights, and opportunities to improve. So we very much want to thank you for the time and energy you put in. I've had the privilege of meeting with our chair, Willie Duncan, at least once each day, and he'll give me a little recap of the work and energy that they put in the night before. And I think last night they pulled at least a midnighter, if not 1 o'clock in the morning, to get things ready for us today. So we know you put a lot of extra time and energy into that, and we want to thank you very much. Recap. Reintroduce our accreditation committee chair, Willie Duncan, and he will give us the protocol and the remainder of the report from here.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Karasos. I appreciate it, and I'd like to begin by thanking you and the college for the effort that you put into doing your self-study and getting ready for the team to come. We greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate all the work we know you did. It does take a lot out of your daily lives, and it doesn't feel like your regular job to have to, accommodate us and do all the things. So we really do appreciate that. As Dr. Karasosa mentioned to you, my name is Willie Duncan. I am the chair of the accreditation team. I am, in my job, the superintendent president at Sierra College, and I have served on a number of accreditation teams before, including the team that came here 6 years ago. So I do have a perspective of College of the Sequoias. To give you a little bit of idea of the protocol, the ACCJC is very precise on what they expect me to do, just as they are with the way the team operates and does what we do. They're very precise in what I do here today in a closing report. So I have prepared some remarks to make sure I hit on their points. And I apologize if I read some of this, but it's because I want to make sure I make their points exactly. Also need to let you know that the protocol is that we will not be able to answer questions for you. I will speak for the team. After this report, we will leave right afterwards, and we'll head back to our campuses. And then I'll let you know there are some next steps, and I'll go through those for you. But before I do that, I already thanked Dr. Karasosa and the rest of the campus, but I would also like to recognize your new permanent Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Lacerna, for her work as the college ALO and for her coordination efforts for our visit and everything you did. Thank you very much. And I would also like to recognize your co-chair, Jeff Basham. I don't know if Jeff is here or not. team as you began pulling all of your standards together in your work in the self-evaluation report. And I would also like to recognize the work of the standard chairs as well as the many team members who spent, I know, countless hours, because I know what it's like to pull these together, working on the self-evaluation. Thank you very much for that work. I would also like to give a special thank you to Annette Geigold for her prep work in the visit. We initially worked with Annette as our main contact in pulling the logistics together for the team. And then once we got on site, we worked with Janet Barbiero, Bridget Hernandez, and Linda Jones, and they were invaluable in helping us set up our meetings, track down evidence for us. I think they're probably going to be glad we leave, and if they don't get that phone call again, and one more thing that they've got to run down the road to us. So I really appreciate that. Of course, I have to thank Food Services for the work they did in keeping us fed. A well-fed team is a happy team. So we do appreciate the Food Services food and the local food from the restaurants in the area. You did keep us very well fed, and we do appreciate that. It allowed us to not focus on feeding ourselves and focus on the important thing. And then I'd also like to say a special thank you to our two drivers, Candy and Junior. I don't know if they're here today. I don't think either of them are. They're probably out working. But those two gentlemen drove us around back and forth between the campus and the hotel. And I've got to tell you, we definitely enjoyed our conversations with them on the commute. They know a lot about the area and a lot about the campus. They shared a lot of information with us, and it was a good perspective for us. And I'm not going to put this in my report, but I have to tell you a story, and you guys can go and congratulate Candy about this later. Candy actually saved the life of a student on Tuesday. I'm not joking. We were driving to the hotel. We were driving to the hotel from the campus, and we had stopped at a stoplight. It was rush hour traffic. It was busy. We stopped at a stoplight, and there was a student crossing the crosswalk coming towards campus. He had his headphones in, as most of the students do when they walk around. And he was walking across the crosswalk, and Candy noticed, he was driving, he noticed in his mirror that there was a car coming at a very rapid pace up behind us. And he didn't appear to be slowing down. So Candy honked his horn, the student didn't do anything. Honked his horn a couple more times. Finally, the student looked up and he stopped walking. And as he stopped walking, the car ran the red light and went right through him, literally missing the student by that much. As the student looked up and kind of went, what the heck just happened to me? So you can congratulate Candy on saving the life of the student. We would. I would not want to be on the accreditation team that watched that happen. So I'm glad that did not happen. It's now my pleasure to also thank and introduce to you the team. And I would just like to tell you that this was a very, very professional team. Many of them are experienced accreditors, but some of them are new to a team. But you would not have been able to tell which ones were new and which ones were experienced. They all knew their job and did their job very well, and I really appreciated that. So this is in alphabetical order, but I'd like to introduce to you Ms. Cristina Allende, who's a professor of English and Literature at Mount San Antonio College. Mr. Sam Manai, who is the Director of Career and Technical Education at Ms. Ms. Claudette Dane, Interim Vice President of Administrative Services at Fullerton College. Ms. Ann Dannenberg, Research Analyst at Sacramento City College. Dr. Yasmin Delahousse, Vice Chancellor, Educational Services, Los Angeles Community College. Ms. Janae Hallam, my executive assistant and the assistant to the team at Sierra College. Dr. Judy Kasabian, did I say that right?
Yep.
Thank you. Professor of Mathematics, El Camino College. Dr. Robert Livingston, Professor at Cerritos College. Dr. Ben Seabury, Director of Institutional Technology and CIO at Southwestern College. And Mr. Henry Young, President at Evergreen Valley College. Again, thank you for your hard work and your service. The accreditation site visit team has several major purposes. One, we assess how well the college is meeting the Accrediting Commission for Community and Junior College standards. Two, we evaluate how well the college is achieving its stated purposes or mission by assessing the college as it carries out its activities. Three, we evaluate the college as a whole using the accreditation standards. Four, we provide recommendations for quality assurance and institutional improvement. And 5, we provide recommendations to the Accreditation Commission regarding the accredited status of the college. So in order to complete these tasks, the team read the college's self-study report, the focused midterm report from 2009, the accreditation follow-up reports from 2008 and 2007, and the previous accreditation self-study from 2006. Once on site, we conducted numerous interviews with staff, faculty, students, board members, community members, and we met with various committees and work groups. The team also examined documents provided in the team room and on the college webpage, as well as observing campus facilities. The team visited about a dozen courses, both face-to-face and online. Additionally, we visited the Hanford and Tulare Centers and the farm in Visalia. The team also conducted 2 open forums, which provided an opportunity for students, community members, and other campus staff to meet with members of the team, and they were both very well attended. Overall, the team appreciated the work that the college did to prepare its self-study. However, the team did find that the report lacked references to evidence in many key areas. We were able to find much of the evidence on site, and it would have provided for a much more effective self-evaluation if it were referenced in the report. In the future, more attention should be paid by the college to ensuring that the team has all of the evidence available at its fingertips. Additionally, the college identified weaknesses in its processes or effectiveness in the self-evaluation, but did not provide meaningful planning agendas to implement in some instances. So those are just some feedback from us on the self-evaluation reporting process and intended for you to improve yourselves in the next time you go through that process. So now the ACCJC asks me to remind you that I'm going to go through commendations and recommendations with you. These are drafts at this point in time. There are our drafts as a team. We will go back and finalize these, and the ACCJC will read and review these, and they may make changes, we may make changes, and then they will come back to you as final recommendations. So don't get caught up in the word for word on them, but the general feel and topic of them. So I'm going to start with commendations. We have 3 commendations for the college. Our first commendation surrounds special programs, and I'm going to give you the gist of the commendation, and then I'm going to cite the standards that it references so that you have an idea of what standards we're talking about. The college is to be commended for demonstrating a strong commitment to improving opportunities for underserved communities and participating in programs to serve new students and non-traditional populations such as Mesa, Paseo, Trio, First Year Experience, and the New Bus Pass program. We reference sections 1A1, 2A2D, 2A6C, 2B3A, 2B3B, and 3A4A, 3A4B. So I apologize for the alphabet soup, but I'm going to read through all those words. We also have a commendation in relation to facilities. The team commends the college for its outstanding efforts in acquiring funds for the construction of facilities to meet the current and future needs of the community served by the College of the Sequoias District. That is Standard 2A, 1A, and Standard 3B. We also have a commendation in relation to student communication. The team commends the college for the creation of the President's Monthly Open Forum. The forum keeps students informed about issues affecting the college and helps the college have a more active and engaged student body. And that's Standard 1B1. We now have 7 recommendations for you. I will begin with the first recommendation. The first recommendation is regarding student learning outcomes. To meet the standard, the team recommends that the college advance its progress on student learning outcomes by regularly assessing those outcomes and using the results to improve student learning and strengthen institutional effectiveness. The college needs to include effectiveness in producing student learning outcomes as a component of the evaluation of faculty and staff who are responsible for assessing student learning. The college also needs to demonstrate how it is using these data for improvement. Standards 1B3, 2A1C, 2A2A, 2A2B, 2A2E, 2A2F, 2A2H, 2A2I, 2A5, 2A6, 2B3A, 2B4, 3A1C, and 4B2. Second recommendation is in regards to campus dialogue. In order to be more effective, the team recommends that the college improve the campus climate by encouraging all constituents to participate in an inclusive dialogue that embodies a culture of respect, civility, and trust. Standards 1B1, 1B4, 1B5, 4A2, 4A2A, and 4A3. We have a recommendation regarding planning. In order to meet the standards, the team recommends the college integrate, strengthen, and formalize its planning processes, systematically reviewing and revising them to strengthen and formalize its planning processes, systematically reviewing and revising them to ensure informed decisions for continuous improvement. 1A3, 1A4, 1B, 1B2, 1B3, 1B6, 3C2, 3D1A, 3D2D, 3D3, 4A2A, 4A2B, 4A3, and 4B2. We have a recommendation regarding research capacity. In order to fully comply with the standards, the team recommends the college increase the research capacity of the institution in order to compile and provide data to guide institutional planning and resource allocation, program review and assessment, and decision-making for institutional effectiveness. 1B2, 1B3, 1B6, 2A1A, 2A1C, 2A2E, 2A2F, 2B4, 3A, 3B, 3C, and 4B2B. We have a recommendation regarding evaluation of processes. In order to meet the standards, the team recommends that the college develop and implement a systematic evaluation of its decision-making and budget development processes and use the results of those evaluations as a basis for improvement. 3C2, 3D1A, 3D1D, 3D2D, 3D3, 4A2, 4A5, 4B1G, and 4B2. Student support services. In order to meet the standards, the team recommends that the college ensure the equitability of counseling and library services for students regardless of the time, mode, or location of their course delivery. 2C1, 2C1C, and 2B3A. Human resources processes. In order to increase effectiveness, the team recommends that the college expand human resource processes to include hiring procedures for all employees and establish a clear connection between employee evaluation and improvement. 3A1, 3A1A, 3A1B, and 3A1C. Okay. Those are the 3 commendations and 7 recommendations the team has made. So what happens next? After the team leaves, I will prepare a draft of the final report. This draft will be based upon the work that the team has done while at the college. Once the draft of the final report is complete, I will send it to the commission office. After the commission staff reviews the draft, I will send it to Dr. Carasosa and the members of the team. The college will then have a chance to review the report and make corrections of error of fact only. The team members will also review the report completely to assure it's accurate with their findings. I will then send the final report and the team's confidential recommendation to the commission office. The commission will review the report at its January meeting and will take action regarding the institution's accredited status. The commission office will send a letter to the college, normally 30 days after the commission meeting. Again, I would like to thank you for your hospitality and your assistance in making our job as easy as possible. This concludes our visit.
You have a pen and a pad? I don't feel like they did their job.
I'm a voice reporter.
Can you see?
You're going to go talk to who?